Welcome to the Diary War Global channel. This is your destination for real-time, hard-hitting updates from the front lines of the Ukraine-Russia war, with deep tactical analysis, intelligence-based breakdowns, and raw facts. Today, we're taking you straight to the northern front. Sumy Oblast, a region once considered quiet, but now reignited with some of the fiercest combat yet. Ukraine is not only reclaiming territory, it's also striking deep behind enemy lines using low-cost kamikaze drones that are crippling Russia's rear logistics. Meanwhile, in a shocking turn of events, a Russian Marine from the Pacific Fleet was captured alive inside Kursk. And if that wasn't enough, a Bangladeshi Air Force jet has crashed into a school, leaving over 100 students injured in a tragedy far from the battlefield. The action is non-stop. The pressure is rising. Let's step into this war of truth, strategy, and survival. In the past 2 weeks, Ukraine's armed forces have successfully liberated 3 key settlements in Sumy Oblast, Alexivka, Andravka, and Kondratovka, according to respected Ukrainian military analysts Konstantin Mashovets. However, the situation remains tense. A satellite and geolocated imagery from July 20th to 21st show that Russian forces continue to push northeast of Kondratovka and southwest of Yablonivka. Analysts from the Institute for the Study of War (ISW) have confirmed these same patterns of movement. Even Russian-aligned sources like Z-channels admit, while Ukraine controls most of Kondratovka, some Russian troops are still holed up in individual buildings inside the village. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces have advanced toward Nova Mykolaivica, while Russia has inched forward 150 to 200 meters in the direction of Yablonivka and Alexivka, moving toward Sadki. Additionally, Russian troops are pressing along the Volga River, pushing almost 1 kilometer beyond the state border in the Bazilivka sector, attempting to carve out more ground in Sumy Oblast. Elsewhere, fierce clashes are unfolding in Vorozhino and Sadki. Ukraine has launched counterattacks along the Kostiantynivka-Vladimirovka-Nova-Mykolaivic axis, trying to stall Russia's northern advance. For months, Sumy Oblast was considered dormant, that is, until things began to shift in spring 2025. In March, when Ukrainian troops made their final withdrawal from Sudzha across the border in Russia's Kursk region, new gray zones began to appear again on war maps. For the first time since 2022, Russian troops are once again targeting Sumy Oblast in force. By June, Russian momentum here had accelerated dramatically, taking multiple villages and closing within 20 kilometers of Sumy city, the regional capital. But Ukraine isn't just defending, it's striking back with asymmetric warfare. Drone strikes deep behind enemy lines. Russian military bloggers are now openly admitting the damage, even expressing frustration. Using FPV drones that cost just $500, Ukraine has managed to destroy 10 Russian military assets in a single day, including transport and supply vehicles. In the rear sector near Novoivanovka, 220 kilometers inside Russian-held territory, this road is the main logistical artery for Russian units in Unikivka, and Ukraine's fire control over it is now causing serious disruptions. With the strategy of low-cost, high-impact, Ukraine is maximizing its advantage. These precision drone attacks are crippling logistics, destroying morale, and proving that no place even deep in the rear is truly safe for Russian troops anymore. Soldiers are not just losing equipment, they're living under constant threat, even when far from the battlefield. In a shocking incident, Ukrainian border guards captured a 35-year-old Russian Marine from the 40th Separate Marine Brigade of the Pacific Fleet. This soldier had signed a 1-year contract just weeks earlier, promised 3 million rubles as a bonus. He never received the money. Within days of signing, he was deployed to Kursk, then pushed into combat, and during his very first assault, he got separated and accidentally ended up in Ukrainian hands. He surrendered without resistance, and was later transferred to the custody of the Ukrainian Defense Forces. Meanwhile, far from the battlefield, a tragedy unfolded in Bangladesh on July 22nd. A Bangladesh Air Force F-7 BGA training jet crashed into the Milestone School campus in Dhaka while students were sitting exams. The aircraft caught fire after takeoff and plummeted into the school grounds. At least 1 person was killed and over 100 students were injured, most of them minors. Rescue teams used rickshaws and bicycles to transport the injured as parents panicked at the scene. This is now one of the worst aviation accidents in Bangladesh's recent history. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If you found this update honest, informative, and impactful, please give it a like, subscribe to Diary War Global, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any critical developments from the battlefield. Let's keep truth alive. Every front line, every strike, every soldier's fate deserves to be told. You are part of this journey, and together we won't let the truth be buried under the sound of bombs. Diary War Global, telling war not through blood, but through truth, insight, and clarity.
They do not have high-quality air defense systems, that they do not meet the requirements residential high-rise was damaged. In addition, due to the UAV attack, all Moscow airports, Sheremetyevo, Domodedovo, Vnukovo, and Zhukovsky stopped receiving and sending planes. On the night of July the 18th, drones attacked Moscow and Zazinsk. Russian media reported that at least 4 drones were shot down as they approached the capital. In Zazinsk, Nizhny Novgorod Oblast, at least 10 explosions were heard, according to local residents. Also at the Nizhny Novgorod airport, which is located about 25 kilometers from Zazinsk, a carpet ban was introduced. The armed forces of Ukraine do not forget about the Energia plant in Yelets, Lipetsk region, which produces NK system batteries, lithium-ion batteries, mercury-zinc system elements and batteries, lithium system elements and batteries. The main customer of the enterprise is the Russian army, which is why the facility was hit by a Ukrainian UAV on July the 15th. The OSINT and GeoINT analysis telegram channel, Cyber Boroshno, examined new images of the plant, revealing the nature of the damage to the production complex. In photo 1, you can see that one of the buildings where batteries are collected is damaged. An anti-drone net had been installed over the workshop before the attack, but it did not prevent the Ukrainian drones from hitting the target. The attempt to protect the specific building that was attacked speaks to its importance. As reported on July the 15th, Energia was attacked by 4 drones of the Ukrainian armed forces. The attack caused the roof of one of the production buildings to catch fire. In addition, the roof of the administration building was damaged. 1 employee of the enterprise was injured. One of the drones was shot down by a Russian Defense Ministry helicopter, sources claim. However, the others successfully reached their target, causing a fire and smoke at the impact site. This is not the first attack on Energia. At least 12 drones were launched at the facility in early July. Energia specializes in the production of chemical current sources. These products are widely used in various industries, from civil aviation and marine transport to energy and, in particular, the defense industry. The systematic strikes on this plant indicate its importance to the Russian military-industrial complex and likely make it a priority target in the deep rear. As in previous cases, the Russian authorities did not officially comment on the incident. However, the fact that a strategically important facility was hit again and again highlights the vulnerability of key enterprises in Russian regions. The Energia plant is under Western sanctions and is Russia's largest manufacturer of chemical power sources.